In a world full of Sony state of plays, where do they stack up? That's right, you have Neon Pocket Dimension to talk about it. You know, go over how cool it is or not cool, all that fun shit. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Jacob, aka OM Jesus. I have a bunch of people here, including an awesome guest. First up, we got Miguel here. What's going on?
What up, guys?
We got Gage over there. Sorry, Miguel. I'm doing great. How's everyone else doing?
Fun fact. I saw Ludacris at the Brooklyn Bowl in Vegas last time I was there. I know this is a non sequitur for people who are just tuning in, but we were talking earlier, and he played that song, and it was a good time. It was a good time.
But before I hit record, we said just like that. And if you know, you know. That's Gage, by the way. What's up, man?
Howdy.
And then, of course, we have Steven over there.
Ohio.
And then we have it. Awesome.
It's not morning, but anyway, moving on.
Hey, don't worry about it, okay?
And then we have a awesome guest today from the Gaming Together podcast. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Nave? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a 50-50, you know. It's like Dave or is it Nave? I mean, I get all kinds, but hello. Gaming Together Cooperative Podcast.
Hell yeah. I did them both right from memory, having not looked it up in like a week.
It's better than what I do. I am awful. I'm really, I forget. So whenever you look at our podcast notes, I always have it written down in like 8 different spots, like checkpoints. You know what I mean? Just so that I never have to glance very far to remember the names.
Awesome. We're here today to talk about the Sony State of Play that happened earlier, 2 p.m. today. We didn't do a react because we all knew we were going to talk about it tonight. But hey, what's Neon Pocket Dimension? It's a place to get nerdy, talk about everything you're passionate and nerdy about. So that could be anywhere from video games to movies, knitting, cooking, you know, anything you can nerd out on. What's everyone drinking tonight? Can we get a drink, Chet?
I got a nice Murphy Good Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm being a bougie bitch tonight, so there we go.
Wow.
Gamer juice.
You got the monster.
Yeah, speaking of Death Stranding.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Not sponsored. Wendy's Coke Zero.
Nice. And they were.
I actually do not have a drink tonight, so there you go.
Oh wow!
Oh, Miguel, we gotta hook you up.
He's drinking the air.
He's doing the condensation
and the Kool-Aid.
Yes.
And I'm drinking, of course, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale because you know it's. I feel like I end up drinking that a lot on this podcast. Because it's like just easy to buy here in Vegas, you know, it's everywhere. Is it everywhere else?
Like,
I think it's here
Steven?
in Utah, right? Yeah, it's here in our stores too. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty good one.
Where you at, Nave?
Where am I at?
Yeah, like
physically
what
in the
state?
world?
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right where nobody knows.
We're all
Okay.
technically in the Neon Pocket Dimension currently, but in our
That is true.
our other mirror selves in alternate dimensions.
All right.
Yeah, that car that took me there, it was really nice, really swanky. I liked that. I'm glad that there was some champagne, kind of got me loose, and I was a little nervous.
Yeah, we want
There's a pod.
There's a pod,
Yeah.
and like you know, the thing is like the transition between reality.
I just
can be a
show
little
up,
jarring,
dude.
So
Who told me there was a fucking pod?
We
Fuck
can only
you guys.
we only have a budget for guest pods. I'm sorry.
Bullshit.
So yeah, Neon Pocket Dimension, we get nerdy here. And you know, right off the top, let's start with our patented WYBNOO, which stands for what you've been nerding out on. And that's what you've been nerding out on that week. Nave, I like to kick it to the guests first because I want them to be able to have the most time to really talk about what the hell they've been nerding out on the last week or so. You know, like what were you doing that you couldn't stop doing?
Well, I binged through the Telltale's Walking Dead like every season. I was playing. There's somebody in the chat, Cal Cappy. I was playing those for her because she had never seen them before, and it was really emotional. And I've been distraught and saddened, and the world is a black and dark, bleak place for me right now. So it was great jumping straight into Yakuza Infinite Wealth, where it is a bright, sunshiny infinitely happy place, except for all of the terrible things that happen to our boy Ichiban, but that's okay. So it was a very weird yin yang situation I had emotionally for the past week and a half.
Yeah, but you're hitting that Zen balance, right?
I don't know. I don't know if
Oh.
the extremes of both sides like equal each other out very good.
Yeah, play more mini golf or whatever in Yakuza. Sorry, Like a
Oh
Dragon.
yeah. Yeah, Infinite Wealth has so many different little mini games that I've just been distracted by. It's a horrible. I'm seeing online people are talking about like I'm 35 hours in and I'm only just now getting to chapter 5 and I only have 3 party members. So something seems very strange. Like these Yakuza games can get really crazy if you get distracted easily.
I saw someone got wrapped up in the like kart racer that is in there where they just played that for like 30 hours.
Oh yeah. Infinite Wealth has a literal crazy taxi game, but instead of being a taxi driver, you work for Crazy Eats. And you're on a bike delivering cheeseburgers around Hawaii, and it is just so fun. Like I don't know what I'm going to do for the next month because I'm not getting any podcast work done. I'm just gonna get yelled at by my co-host to play the games I'm supposed to be playing.
If it's got its hooks in you, it's got its hooks. That's cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to this game, but I'm currently still playing Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon, the game that influenced them to change their name to Like a Dragon or something like that. Right? It just feels weird saying Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon and then every other game after that Like a Dragon. You know?
Well,
Yeah,
in-
big mistake.
I understand why.
In Japan it's all Like a Dragon. So it's like they just
Oh.
started. So yeah, Yakuza they wouldn't really call a game Yakuza in Japan because it would be like kind of
Yeah.
controversial. So it's all Like a Dragon over there, and I think they just started like bleeding that into American marketing.
But what did they call Yakuza 7 then? If it was always called Like a Dragon, was that just like a rebrand of Like a Dragon? Just Like a Dragon, Like a Dragon, or what?
Yeah, I think it was just Like a Dragon, right? Like you said,
Like a
God of
Dragon
War,
7.
right?
Ah, I see. Well, I mean, hey, it's cool. It's just a little confusing as as a localized human being.
So this Infinite Wealth has Kazuma and Ichiban, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
The
Nice.
tag team.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I can't wait
Which
to
is
get to
hard.
it. It has that Animal Crossing minigame thing. I can't wait to get to one day. I also want to explore Hawaii in general. Find that
It's super
88
cool.
place.
Because if you're a person like me that I wanted to play all of them, but like you can't, it's so hard to talk about the new games because it's like, oh yeah, Kiryu's here, but like so many of the other games in the past are like, this is Kiryu's last run. We got to do it one more hurrah, one more mission, and you're just like, but like you see the advertisements for the biggest Yakuza ever released, and the Kiryu's right there, so.
Yeah, and it's not a well-kept secret whatsoever. Anything else you've been nerding out on the past week, or?
No, not really.
All right.
Mostly just music.
Oh, like what?
I listen to a lot of like prog music, and I've been re-listening to this album called Language by The Contortionist.
Oh,
Just
sweet.
over and over again. I just really love that album so much. And it gets to the point where I get bored of just listening to it, so I'll watch reaction YouTube videos of people listening to it and just pretend that I'm there. I'm like, oh yeah, this song's good. I'm just a freaking psychopath. But that's how all mailmen are. I'm just in my mail truck, like, smile. I'm like, oh wait, I gotta pause because this is gonna be a good part. He's gonna like this.
Oh, so you're a mailman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool, dude.
It's not. It's horrible. It's not fun. It's really not
Well,
fun.
thank you for your service. Who would like to WYBNOO next? Nose goes.
Oh,
I did it,
go.
Miguel. I
I'll
did
go.
it.
I'll go ahead and go.
I did it this time.
It's been 2 weeks since I've been on the
Good
pod. So I
job.
think
Oh, yeah.
I'll go, dude.
Steven, we got to hear your WYBNOO.
Yeah, mostly been I don't know if this is nerding out on anything, but like getting better. I've been sick, so like that's been my obsession to be better. That's
health.
I like
You've been
that.
nerding out on physical well-being.
on well-being, yeah. But yeah, I think so that, and then I guess up front, my new phone, my Galaxy S24. say what you will about like bougie phones, new phones, but it's one of the first times I had one in like a decade. I don't really get expensive phones because I break them. So this one I'm already nervous about, but the case is on its way. So it's definitely an upgrade. Definitely an upgrade.
Definitely hot.
That was hard to
Super
do,
hot, dude.
but I made it happen.
Especially for like, you know, if you do podcasting
noises.
and stuff, you know, how like annoying it can be to just sit at the desk and edit. This is super awesome for that. Like I can have my editing program up here on one side, and then I can have like Diablo Immortal on the other side, just like grinding out some mobs over here. And I did just that last night. So that's kind of where I've been at. Just really checking that out on the phone. I have been playing more Like a Dragon to hopefully eventually get to this new one, because I've played all the Yakuzas, I'm gonna say, for lack of like confusion here. I played all of them up until that. I just haven't finished Like a Dragon, the first one. So
Are you gonna play Gaiden before?
I don't know, man. I heard you can kind of skip it, right?
I recommend playing it if you've played all the other ones. It's because it's really, really short. So I think I got all the achievements in like 20 hours or something like that.
Oh,
so
okay.
it is like crazy short.
Yeah, I think it's 8 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, and there'll be enough time before I have enough money to get that infinite wealth, because games are expensive, guys. Turns out
It's on Game Pass.
Infinite wealth.
Yeah.
No, Like a Dragon Gaiden is, but Infinite Wealth.
Oh
is not.
no. I thought you meant Gaiden. Let me just see
It's fair.
myself.
There's a lot of them. They're all on there, but infinite wealth. So.
Yeah,
It's a
not
tricky puzzle.
Infinite Wealth. Yeah, 12 hours. It says how long to beat.
Yeah. And so that's what I've been playing. Really not much of whole lot of anything, just like sleeping. And
It sucks
trying
when
to
you're
get
too sick.
better.
When you're too sick to like just actually chill and play video games.
well, yeah, it's like, you know, I've been just doom scrolling and freaking looking up like, oh, here's some editing tips and just shit like that, because that's the shit I nerd on too, right? It's like, all right, how do I do this with as little time as possible so that I'm not sitting at my computer desk anymore? Because I've been working from home, which is a shift for me, right? I would usually go into the office and walk around all day. Now I'm just sitting at my desk in the same room I would be editing. So it's like, fuck, I don't want to go back to the desk after work to sit and edit too. So yeah, the phone's been really nice. Plucking through Yakuza has really been great, especially with like the clip or whatever for the controller. It's been super clutch. Yeah, that's what I've been nerding out on.
Nice. Gage?
I have been far too obsessed with the craze that is Pal World. It's just for some reason it's just scratching an itch that I really have been yearning for right now. It's just a good turn your brain off, put a podcast on, or like sit on the couch and talk to your girl and kick it. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty brainless, but it's pretty fun too. And I don't know. It's got a good loop, got a good gameplay loop. I've been having a good time. Like you'll do one thing. You'll pick one thing for the night. Like I'm just gonna work on my base tonight, or I'm just gonna pursue upgrades tonight, or I'm just gonna explore and do dungeons and shit tonight. So it's cool. I've been beating some bosses. I beat the first tower, and then I've gone on and done and just like captured a bunch of world bosses, and that's been fun. And you know, despite all the muck and the mire around this game, like I think it's kind of a tried and true. Whoa. I keep forgetting that does that sometimes. I've got this weird emote thing. I don't know. I made it go down, the thumbs down. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. It's a kind of a tried and true formula. It's got Zelda, Fortnite, Pokemon, and survival games like wrapped up all in it. So it's just, yeah, it's a fun time.
When he said this is a good game to kick it, the it he's referring to is a small innocent sheep that didn't do nothing. And he abused it.
No, it's true. It's definitely like dissonant in its, but it plays into a lot of the weird, like, you know, strange like juxtaposing imagery of like cute little animals that you're slaying with a crossbow or whatever. I just finally started getting guns like the night before last, and so now I'm really feeling like an animal cruelty enthusiast. But it's pretty cool. I've got some actually like cool pals now, and yeah, my base is getting bigger and cooler. Jacob and I squatted up, and he started a base in my world.
It
So
got
that's cool.
wild. It got crazy because he was, kind of far into it. I was speed running to level up. Although when I left the session, I was like, what, 14? So I really made it happen. But like,
Yeah, 15 or something. It's pretty good.
that second base, because I joined his guild, I kept getting attacked instead of Gage's base, and I was just trying to build like a sweet house, and they just were wiping out all my like level 1 pals and shit. It was pretty ridiculous but fun.
I'm just checking out this Pikachu with the strap that's going on over here. Is that showing up on the stream? Let me. Yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, your monitor is the stream, so like or whatever my camera is on Discord is exactly what they can see.
Yeah, it's good. There's definitely there's some cool mounts and stuff. Like you can ride flying pals, which is rad. Like I think that's a pretty sweet little perk. And yeah, there's some good. I mean, the boss fights are simple and stuff, but like there's a dodge mechanic. You're shooting and stuff. It's all pretty like janky, but overall it's really serviceable. So
the episode that we have coming out on Friday, not to plug, but it's going to be about Pal World, and we go ham for like 3 hours. It's one of those. We went way too hard. We should have probably stopped.
Hey, no, it's a good time. I mean, we're known to do the same for sure. So yeah, I don't see myself stopping. I think this is just going to be one of those like maybe my version of what like Fortnite or Halo has been for me in the past couple of years, where I just check in on it a little bit. Wow, nice GIF you got there in the background, Steven. That was pretty savvy. But yeah, I just think it's it's just going to be one of those persistent games that kind of has it in me. So we'll see. I mean, it's got a lot of. We'll see how their year goes. I mean, I hope they I don't know. I hope they keep it consistent and maybe keep putting stuff out for it, and we'll see how it goes. It's a small developer, so they've got to be feeling the impact of all this right now for sure.
They just got a bunch of support from Microsoft to help improve the servers on the server quality of our Xbox and Game Pass. So that's pretty cool. And like maybe because Xbox and the PC Game Pass are like 100,000 patches behind. So it's like they're trying to play catch up.
Yeah, I mean that's cool that they're getting some support. So far, I haven't really. I mean, I've had a little bit of like funk on it, but for the most part, it's been pretty smooth experience. I mean, we had it pretty easy. Like you got into my world easy enough, and it had a little bit of slowdown when you were in there, but nothing wild,
That was just our own internet.
Yeah, probably.
I blame Cox. Cool.
As we all should.
Oh, and then let's see. Sorry, that's my main nerding out on. We did lock down an apartment in Portland today. That's awesome. So I've been nerding out on moving to Portland, so that's good. And I've also been nerding out on some music. A couple albums came out. One of them was called Wall of Eyes by The Smile, which is some Radiohead, maybe not but it's like their side project. Tom York and Johnny Greenwood, and then this like kind of jazz drummer dude who they're with, and so it's pretty weird, but it's pretty heady musicians' music for sure. But I like it a lot. This is like a happier sound that I've heard Tom York and Johnny do in a long time. So I've been gigging out. That album came out last week, so I've been diving in.
I think it's funny because Radiohead's kind of generally like a sad music. Whenever you like break up with somebody, you get with somebody who's like the opposite of that. So it's like we broke up with Radiohead. What's the opposite of that? The Smile. That's our band now.
No, it's totally true. It's like definitely like it definitely seems like an excuse for Johnny and Tom to like just let's like play guitars again, you know what I mean, and like just get out of like the weird fucked up headspace we've been in for a long time. So it seems like they're having fun, but it's also like pretty good. Some of it's pretty rocking, and then other of it's really kind of progressive and almost jazzy in parts, but then like it's got a little bit of that weird Radiohead funk in it for sure.
Tom York.
Tom Yorkie, yeah.
Yep.
Miguel, what is your nerding out WYBNOO-ness today?
I am pretty much done with Control. I'm doing the last DLC, I believe.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
So I've been doing that.
Blaze through.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you like the
game?
game?
Long. Yeah, the game was very fun. I enjoyed the shit out of it, to be honest with you.
Did you read the
Um,
SCPs, basically, like those memos?
Not all of them. I might go back and read more. We'll see, though. I don't know, depending
So
on
fun.
how lazy I don't want to be. Some of them were really interesting. And some of that shit was pretty cool.
Mhm.
So I've been doing that. I haven't really been doing much else, to be honest with you. I have been watching True Detective. That's still really, really, really good. If you haven't watched it, True
Nice.
Detective season 4, it's pretty fucking good. Give it a watch. It's
Yeah,
definitely worth it.
the new season?
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah,
yeah, the new season.
it's on our list. There's like so
But,
many things we gotta watch.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something coming out, but this is definitely all I've been doing, really, to be honest with you. So
Is someone
nothing too
playing?
crazy.
Is someone playing like a Tiger Electronics game in the
It's
background?
my PC.
Oh shit.
I didn't realize you could hear it. So
Oh, I could definitely hear it.
my bad, dude.
Oh, you're cool.
For a second, I thought it might be Steven's background because it kind of sounded like it was going in the rhythm of
I'm
it.
surprised
What is that?
you just barely heard it because it's been going for like 10 minutes, dude.
I think it only happens when you're talking.
Yeah.
Oh, that
But
makes sense. Yeah.
I was thinking, what are those things? The Tamagotchi? It's what it kind of sounds
Yeah.
like.
That's
Oh,
what I mean. Yeah,
Tamagotchi.
those like little beep boop gaming machines we used to love as kids, or us old fuckers. That is. I don't know how old you are, Nave.
30.
Oh, okay.
I know. I look right there, don't I?
Yeah. Oh, hey, not
We're in the
bad.
same
It's not a
bracket.
bad thing. Not a bad thing. I'm a bit older, but it's all good. Doesn't matter. Let's see. When did Tamagotchi come out? What age was everyone?
It was popular
I'd be
in like
like-
the late 90s, I think.
Yeah. So I was like 10, maybe? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it
shit.
depends
like
on when it came out. I might have been in high school at that point.
What
But
was all-
I thought those came out when I was younger.
It was all about Digimon, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it was
Anyone?
Digimon.
I had a Digimon. All right, I'll go with my WYBNOO. This week or yesterday, I tried out the new Halo season. Got all mad playing by myself, of course. Getting ripped apart by all these tryhards. Had fun still, for the most part. That new map is pretty cool. I don't know if it's based on another map because it seems like most of the new maps are pretty much reskins of maps from old Halos, but I suggest you jump in and try it out. Like if you haven't played Halo Infinite in a long time or at all, you might be shocked at how many different like modes there are now. It's pretty freaking crazy. Not to mention like 2 different firefight modes, so it's a pretty good time to jump in. They also added the new core, which is the Mark IV core from Halo Wars, and so it's just like a bulkier Spartan look. But then you could pretty much attach any. Well, they added the cross-core shoulders now, but also the cross-core helmets. So right out the gate, you'll have like a whole bunch of customization for it, which of course I did. So I just look like a big mass of Spartan man just bursting through the walls and smashing people and getting killed.
we had the exact same experience though. Like as I just got done playing it before I started playing Little Cusa, and I played with my friend, so it was a two man with 2 randos playing that new game type, and we lost twice. And I'm like, man, let's just play Halo 3. I'm feeling downtrodden right now. And we go and play the Halo 3 game mode, and it's the map with the bridge in the middle and the 2 grav lifts on the side.
Yeah. Mhm.
And we play capture the flag, and I bring the flag all the way back to my base, and then I die. And my teammate like looks over at the flag. He looks like where my X is at, and he's like, and he just starts shooting down
Oh
the
my
thing, and then the
God.
guy runs over to, and I just left the game. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm about to go record. I can't just be. I'm gonna be frothing at the mouth.
That
Wow,
happened
my
to
teammates.
Jacob and I last time we played together. We were with
Yeah.
some randos, and I remember just them not fucking picking up the flag, and I was just like, "Come on, guys, what are you guys doing?"
Like, I'm playing with a
Yeah.
stacked 4 team who's playing MLG Onyx rank, and I have 2 kindergartners on my side. So it's like,
Yeah, so it was fun overall, and then I jumped into more Sea of Thieves because they have their new season, and I was like, oh, I'll do like a quick voyage. So I jump in there, and of course I get attacked right off the bat by a Megalodon. I'm solo slooping. It was pretty insane. I took his bitch ass down. That was cool. Then I have to go back and sell everything. And then I picked up a voyage that's way too hard for one player. So essentially I just like hard moded the fuck out of Sea of Thieves last night. And then when I sold everything, I felt like I didn't get that much experience. But hey, I had fun. But man, I was getting wrecked. Like I'd never done the Skeleton Lord stuff. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll try Skeleton Lord. And I died like 4 times probably. So that's it's still a fun game. I tell everyone, play Sea of Thieves with me. They won't. I'll keep playing it solo. That's fine. Whatever. But man, what was it? We watched something. I can't remember. We watched something cool. That's nothing. There's nothing there.
You watched something cool. That's my
I will
favorite
give
show,
you.
dude.
I'll give you a quick Gundam update. I'm on 390, episode 390 of One Piece, and we're learning more about Brooks' story right now. And if you know who Brooks is, you know that he's a great addition to the crew. And if I were to play, like if this was an RPG or something, and I could pick a character, it would have to be Brooks because he's like the bard basically. So really enjoying that show still. I wonder when the time skip comes. I know there's a time skip coming up, but like, I mean, 1,000 something episodes, and I'm almost at 400. When are we getting to this time skip? I have no idea.
You're chugging right along, man. I'm impressed.
Every episode's only like 12 minutes, really, because if you like skip the opening and then you skip the recap, like that's 5.5, 5:45 into the episode.
When you went, I was really hoping like 50% of the episode.
No, it's like
Yeah.
38% probably.
That's like, my wife will watch The Bachelor and I'll watch it with her. And it's like, there's so much on reality shows where it's just like coming up next. And then it shows like a bunch of clips of what's about to happen. And then it's like previously on. And it's like all
And then it has the sound of like there was like, when
and
there's
it's like
drama, right?
it just constantly like recycles the same footage over and over again throughout the episode. I'm like, I've seen this scene 6 times now.
You got to
But, yeah.
produce that shit. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Oh, I remembered. I'm still playing my Elden Ring third and final playthrough. Final meaning for the 100%. And I just beat. There's like these 2 bosses right before you get to the mountaintops of the giants, like off to the side to get to one of the tower things. And it's like, dude, it's just 2 of the guys. It's like the Omen guys from the sewers. And I've already been in those sewers. I've been like murdering these guys. So I'm like, 2 at once? That's regular. I've been doing this. Who cares? So I'm ripping them apart, dude. Right now I got 2 great hammers. It's a good time. Fuck yeah. All right, that's enough WYBNOO for today. We got to get into the real topic of the day, which of course is the Sony State of Play. Like I said, happened at 2 p.m. today. We have this fun article so we can follow along. And if you ever watched our show, you know that when we cover these things, we like to talk about everything that's announced, even if we just kind of mention it and skip by it. But we're going to continue that trend now. Just before we get into it, right off the bat, what'd you guys think? If you were to grade it out of 5, what would you give it? You could do a 0.5 if you want.
Want to go left to right, Steven? Or right to left? Either way.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're looking.
Right
Yeah,
to left.
I would say probably a 3, right? It definitely I came in with no expectations, and there was a surprise, a couple of them, and some pretty hype moments. So I mean, it didn't blow my socks off because I wasn't wearing any socks, first of all. But yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good.
Sweet. Miguel, I'm assuming you didn't watch it, yeah?
I did not.
All right. So we'll look for your rating at the very end. But going back to Gage.
Sure. I kind of have to rate this 2 ways. I think overall, as like a state of play, it's production, it's pacing, it's just kind of style, like with their introduction of having more people in front of the camera. I know they did that last time too, but just a little more personality to it. I think this was one of the better state of plays overall. Like, I think there was some good moments that we didn't know about. There was plenty of stuff that we knew about. I'm still really frustrated with the way that Sony constantly shows stuff and then tells us details about it after the state of play. Like, just tell me it in the goddamn show. Like, I'm really over that. I'm like, I don't want to read the press release or the blog afterwards. I want you to tell me the thing I'm supposed to be excited about in the thing that you're getting me excited for. Anywho. But overall, I think it's one of the better state of plays. I'm going to give it like a 3.5 on, or like maybe verging on 4 as far as like a overall presentation. However, games for me specifically, this is like a 1.5 to 2 out of 5 for me. There's not a lot in this that I care about. He did the 0.5. I love Kojima. I love how weird he is, but like I just Death Stranding didn't click with me as much as I wanted it to. The lore of it and the look of it is so rad, but the actual gameplay I wasn't really
I just
into.
wanted a number, okay? You're talking too
Sorry.
much. Save it.
Save
it
my bad.
for the
I'll save
later
it.
when we talk about fucking Death Stranding, okay?
3.5 to 4 on the overall presentation, 2.2 to 2.5 on my personal. There you go.
Thank you, sir. How about you, Nave?
I'm sitting at a flat 2, I think.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Good job, Nave.
He did
You get 5 fucking stars.
Shut
Attaboy.
up.
5
I didn't want to get yelled
stars.
at.
5 stars.
No, you did good.
My
That was-
boy.
that was
My
good.
boy.
That's all he needed.
Someone's always got to shut me up. It's all right.
That is all he needed.
I'm sorry, Gage, but you know it was coming. You knew it was coming. All right, let's get into it, guys. All right, so to kick it off, I know that you sent me this. Thanks, Games Radar, for a chronological list of everything. We're gonna be taking a look at that. So we're starting off with the Helldivers 2. So like, this game's gonna be $40. It's also gonna be on PC. I think it looks pretty neat. In my opinion, I'd play it. I mean, I want to see what people think about it. But what do you guys think? Helldivers 2.
I'm kind of a wait and see approach, right? Like you are. I liked the first one, but I don't know. I just like who was clamoring for a Helldivers sequel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's a whole non sequitur, but it's like,
Well, the first game was
man,
top down, right?
it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was top down.
Mm-hmm.
I
And I
feel like
guess
I would be a lot more hyped if it was a top-down sequel. And when I'm looking at this third-person shooter, I'm just worried that it's gonna play like jank.
Yeah,
And like,
Right.
I don't know. It could be fun, and I'm a cooperative podcast. Every time I see co-op, I'm like, ooh, this makes my penis hard. I don't know if I can say stuff like that on the show.
You can
but,
say that.
I really,
We're
but
all
I
adults
really,
here.
I really, I just don't know about this one. Well, in my notes, I just wrote whatever.
For a second, I thought you said like Venusaur, as in it was like
like
a
Venusaur.
like a dick
Pokemon.
dick
Oh, now it's
version
a
of like a
Pokemon.
Bulbasaur or something. A
Don't put that
Venusaur.
imagery in my head, Gage.
And I was like, whoa, that's wild. But then I realized it was just straight up the thing.
You're
It's the-
ruining Pokemon for me.
Venusaur, I choose you.
You shoot him with a musket.
It's got a
Hard
really
for co-op.
Okay.
it says a really floppy flower on its back, man. All right.
Sorry to derail. There you
Don't
go.
be sorry. That's the show, Miguel.
You're not rubbing it the wrong way, right?
There you go. Miguel, what do you think? You're a PS5 gamer.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never heard of Helldivers to begin with, so I was thinking, where the hell was Helldivers 1? But apparently it was a thing.
Got
him.
Yep.
I honestly don't give a shit, dude.
Is it a Vita game?
You probably have. I think no. I played on PS3, and I
Alright.
think it was a PS Plus game.
It was.
So you probably have it
Oh, I see.
just sitting in there.
Oh, I definitely don't have it. I remember.
Well,
For a name
you know,
like that, no, I definitely don't have it.
well for $40, you know, I just feel like, you know, if it's not
Just-
a PS Plus,
Yeah,
it could be worth
Give
it.
me a beta or a demo, and then we'll see.
It looks
Yeah.
like it's kind of generic, but it also might just be some like good, clean, easy fun, you know, with some
Mhm.
people. And it's got the whole Mars Attacks look to it, but
I mean,
it's cool.
to put things into reference, I really like the movie Starship Troopers, so
That's what I
that-
meant.
oh,
Did I
yeah,
say
That's
Mars
exactly
Attacks?
what it looks like.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I meant Starship
Yeah.
Troopers.
We love Mars
Starship
Attacks too.
Mars
Yeah,
Attacks
I
is
guess that's
Good one.
one of
Yeah.
my fucking favorite alien movies of all time, dude. It's so
One of-
great.
It traumatized me as a kid because that part where that chick bites the finger off, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, oh my god, I'm a little child baby boy, and when I saw that, I was not okay with it.
You're like, now I'm afraid of women forever. Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't know that they were capable of that.
All right, let's switch to the next game here. We got Herman Hulse popping out. And next up was Stellar Blade. Right.
This game was weird, dude.
I just saw a great tweet of like just 4 like shots of her booty, and it was like, damn, the combat
Yep.
looks sick in this game.
I was gonna say
Can
this
we
is
get to the-
definitely one of those games.
It definitely like leads in with an ass shot, which I will
Yeah,
pull
they
right
know
now.
what they're here for.
Yeah,
Yeah, hell
for
yeah.
sure.
Yep.
So like, there it was.
There you go.
Man.
And she's sort of leaning forward. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Now, whenever I was watching this, we're in a unique time where there's a game, Suicide Squad, in a bunch of controversy from all the microtransactions and stuff with its like costumes and stuff. The thing I noted most immediately with this trailer is that her outfit is constantly changing, and I'm assuming that is all just going to be in game. Like, you're just going to get these clothing, these outfits. Like, people who are watching the trailer, who are watching the video right now, you've already seen like 5 different outfits in the first like 30 seconds of the trailer. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Important to note that most of them show thigh or butt. So.
Oh yeah, the goods.
Hey,
Yep.
man, she can't breathe if her skin is covered. So what is she gonna do?
And never mind the armor practicality of it.
So, like, all sexiness aside, though, the game itself, like, I think the way they presented this game was a little like slow, kind of boring at first. But like when they get to the action, I think that's where you really understand what this game's all about. Yeah, like, I mean, there clearly is a story. There's characters. I think graphically it looks pretty good, but I think that this game will live and die by the action and how, like, how well it controls, how snappy it is. Everything you want in an action game. And then of course, all the horny gamers out there will be happy too. So, like, I'm hoping for the best.
There seems to be something. Go for it.
I was just gonna say the first thing that I wrote in my notes was, "We have Nier Automata at home."
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then
it's
this.
the kid goes to Blockbuster or whatever. No, we have that at home, honey.
Yeah, I think like there's a certain way that Japanese trailers are often cut, which, like, there's plenty of people breaking that mold these days, where it's just like a bunch of the lines that they say in like not really any sort of cohesive manner. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, here's some action, here's a bunch of scenery, and then like just interstitial like voiceover throughout the whole thing, but not in a way that really tells you exactly what's going on, or at least it doesn't feel that way. And so I think it was just a victim of that a little bit, but I think ultimately this is probably going to be a pretty like shredding game. You'll probably be like, yeah, that was sick what I just did, like.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those like AA games. Like, I don't know why it's making me think of Enslaved: Odyssey to the West, even though it has nothing to do with like what this game specifically is. But like, I think it's just the post-apocalyptic kind of thing, but like also I don't know. I don't want to say like barren looking combat, because it looks like flashy things are happening, but really it's just like, it looks like she's probably just pressing the button a lot and then blocking and parrying and then pressing the button a lot, which you could break most games down like that. So that's not really a criticism of in any way, but it really reminded me of the Xbox 360 PS3 days where those AA games were like reigning supreme for a while.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I'm sure you're going to tap the X button or the square button a shit ton. Miguel, what are your thoughts?
No, like, it reminds me of Bayonetta, and I don't know who's making this game, but would I play it? Maybe. Would I go out and buy it first day? No, absolutely not.
All right.
I'd have to wait and see.
Wait and see.
Wait and see.
Helldivers, meh. This one, wait and see. That's where we're at. Let's move on to the next game. Then we got, for some reason, more third party stuff. Oh, there's by the way, with this Stellar Blade thing, before we move off it, how do you guys feel about this weird ass S? Because that S is crazy.
I'm not into the logo at all.
Yeah, I think it looks horrible.
I think what they're trying to evoke is the imagery of her hair, which is like really long and always flipping around all the time. Like, maybe, I don't know.
That ain't the only thing flipping around.
Maybe it's like a whip.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's just the T's. It's like the T's crossing the L's, and it just says like Stetler Blade or something.
It's like a Disney, right?
I just can't get over this. This is just
like the Walt Disney thing going over the castle, you mean?
Yeah. Fun fact, I always thought the Disney D was a G backwards. I was like, is that a backwards G? What the fuck is going on with that?
You're like, they're doing
Disney. All right. Next up was Sonic for some reason.
Yep.
Well, what do you guys?
That's pretty much
name of the show.
Move on. Pretty much sums up everybody's thoughts. Sonic for some reason.
I was like,
I
okay.
remember I was like on my phone kind of scrolling Twitter, and then like the music stopped and I looked up and Shadow the Hedgehog popped up and I was like, Just very, you didn't hear me gasp, but I gasped sarcastically to myself and alone in my room.
That's awesome. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I think I'd give the State of Play a 3 out of 5 because of shit like this. I mean, look, the game's probably good, but I did look it up. This is a remake of a Sonic game from 2011, which I didn't know
360 game,
existed. But you know, they're adding a little more to it. So I've heard it kind of compared to the some Mario Land, Super Mario Land, whatever the fuck, where they
3D
added
Land.
the Bowser's Fury thing. So I guess to some degree similar to that. Which, like, all right, this looks cool. You know, I'd play it, but like, am I gonna spend money on it? No. You know what I mean? I don't know.
The weird thing
Not
about
the
it,
first re-release that we're going to see tonight.
That's true.
Yeah. the weird thing about it is that it's already up-resed and I forget what the Xbox like program is, but the thing that they do where they up-res old games, and so you can already play it at 4K 60 on Xbox right now. So it's like, why does it need a remaster or a remake? You know, I don't know. It's just kind of odd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It's super weird, dude. Honestly. Okay. Yeah, you guys got to see the weird mushroom background for a second there. I hope you enjoyed
But
that.
hey, the Sonic fans are eating, so get it. You know, they got that one chick's weird adventure that's coming out this year.
There are still Sonic fans. That's a thing.
There's a lot
That's the thing.
of Sonic
Hell of a
fans.
pause.
A ton
Fuck
of
outta here,
Sonic
dude.
fans, dude.
Get
Honestly.
the fuck out of here.
Nikolai at night.
Fucking
Nikolai
crazy,
at night
dude.
in the chat said, "Do we get anything first party besides Helldivers?" Honestly, that's kind of like that's sort of the theme. Like on it, there wasn't a lot of first party in the chat. Like in the reaction I was watching, kind of funny. I kept saying third party. Looks like 2024 is third party for PlayStation, and it's like that's not necessarily bad, but it should at least put into reference why they spend so much money for these third party exclusives. So just to try to cover their own ass, you know. I don't know.
Genuinely, so I feel like something's gone horribly wrong within Sony's first party. I don't know what is, because 2023 is also kind of the year of third party besides the few games that they released. As far as like announcing things, because like all of the stuff that we know is coming out was announced like 2 years ago, and like everything since has just been radio silent. So I feel like a lot of people, including myself, were watching this state of play going, there's got to be something first party in here, right? Because like I don't know what is anyone doing in their first party right now.
Well, I mean, they're all working on
Insomniac, we know,
games.
but
They scrapped the live service ones, and now they don't have anything.
But that's precisely what the problem is. They had 7 or something, 6 or 7.
11.
Oh my god, even more. And what, like only like 20% of those are still being worked on. So I don't know. But hey, there's still like I said to Miguel earlier, there's still a lot of PS5 games out there if you haven't played them. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not worried about it, dude. I don't play new games. You know that.
Not to mention Zenless Zone Zero is coming to PS5, a game that we all knew was coming out and I already assumed was coming to PS5.
The thing I thought was funniest about this, I don't know if you guys were watching on Twitch with the chat pulled up, but I'm going to bring this up often because I'm always watching the chat. I don't know why it's so fun to me. But the acronym for this game is ZZZ, and people were posting that, like, sleeping in the chat also. I just thought that was really funny at the end when it showed the 3 Zs. I'm like, oh, it's like they knew.
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah, it's funny because I was about to type that too, and I was like, are they going to think I'm meaning this is boring?
So
oh no, yeah, you'll get timed out for a minute immediately. If you put more than 2 Zs next to each other, you get timed out. It's so funny. It's like watching D-Day for all the people. All the people getting gunned down.
Almost a lollipop chainsaw kind of thing.
So this is a Hoyoverse game, so you know it's gonna be gacha.com /ZZZ. I think it will be like an action RPG game though.
Yeah. I think it's you kind of go in. There's like some roguelike elements in the like in the sort of like progression system of it, I think. But then it's like it's actiony and there's some
It does look fun, but it's not like they're breaking the fucking news on this one. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It looks like every single other one of their games. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, it's like a Honkai Star Rail expansion. And they're like, no, this is a new game. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. Like, this is a Wii U situation with all your games, man. You got to fix that.
Miguel, I'm not even going to ask you about this fucking game. We're going to move on.
Yeah, move on.
I do think it's cute. I will put it on record.
I'll probably drop this from my fantasy critic, but I do have it on there right now.
Yeah. How much did you spend on that shit?
$1.
Okay. This is
here's-
what I told Frankfurter. I was like, I bet you he bought a bunch of those for $1. I bet
Here was
you.
my thought. My
was
thought process
right.
with that, just to peek behind the curtain a little bit, was like, I thought that we might see it today, and I thought that maybe like it would come out in the next couple of weeks, and I was like, just in case it blows our socks off at the state of play, let me just get it. But if it didn't, and so I'm probably out. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if we picked. I'm not
go,
sure
go
if we
ahead and
picked up any of
just
these
stay
games.
with a Foamstars Gage. That's fine. Come on, just keep it on there. It's fine. It'll be good, dude.
I don't know how well this game is going to review, but it looks fun to me, and it's going to be on PS Plus, so I'll play it. And here it is, Foamstars.
Yeah.
Fight with the foam with the party or some shit. It just said, I don't know, February 6th.
It might be one of those games. So there's this genre of game, multiplayer game, that just looks like shit but plays like pretty fun. I guess Power World fits in that too. But what I'm
Yeah, it
specifically
does.
thinking of is there was this like Rocket Arena game that was like
Yeah.
kind of fun. It was like Smash Brothers with
Rocket
guns,
League.
and then there was Rocket League also. Yeah, sure. But then there was a game for dodgeball, but I can't remember what it is.
Oh, yeah.
there's a
Rumble
game.
City? No.
No, don't say Rumble City.
Knockout City.
Knockout
City.
Yeah, where that game, like, I saw it and I was like, this is garbage, but it was free, so I played it for a minute, and I'm like, I can play this for like 4 hours and then delete it. But it's fun for those 4 hours. I think this is probably it. But what I wrote down when I saw the gameplay immediately was Balan Wonderworld Splatoon Baby. And I don't think that's an endorsement. I don't know what mind state I was in because that sounds delirious.
I think that's logical, dude. That's what comes to mind when I look at this as Balan Wonderworld. So
All right.
The devs got all mad for people comparing it to Splatoon. I'm like, how are you mad at that? It's so obvious.
that's a good compliment.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, it is a
exactly.
compliment.
Totally
That game's
different.
huge.
10%, dude.
Parody.
10% different. Yeah.
Talk
Original
about-
content, do not steal.
2024 is us talking about parody all the time. Yeah, I'm
Thanks,
gonna try it.
Donald.
I mean, if you have a PlayStation PS Plus, you might as well just give it a shot. Could be a fun night. One night.
One night.
Just
probably.
one night.
One night
one
gaming
time.
stand.
Hashtag one night gaming.
Foamstars Friday. The singular.
Oh, you know there's gonna be a streamer who does that shit every week. The next game they showed was a port, a Steam port. I kept calling these Steam ports. Of course, that is Dave the Diver, one of the biggest indie games of last year. There's a lot of debate about if this is indie or not because it's not indie, etc., etc. However, I digress. Very great game someone bought for me that I still haven't played, and I will. But it's coming to PlayStation, and I'm assuming all consoles.
Yeah, I'm looking up right now.
But it is
And
coming to
probably eventually
PlayStation.
mobile. Honestly, that's where I'll play it.
You got that hot new phone, dude.
That's hot.
That is hot. Hold on, let me.
That's hot.
There we go. The stream heard
I
it.
don't think it's coming to Xbox.
Maybe it isn't coming to Xbox. So there
Which
you
is
go.
fine. We got Power World. You
That
This
guys
was the
keep
cool
your
part,
fish
right?
game.
If you're watching, this
Oh,
was
yeah.
like the cool part was the Godzilla part
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are adding Godzilla to Dave the Diver.
because
Yeah.
Godzilla's hot right now.
He is hot. I'm gonna.
I've been
Yeah,
hearing
it's
this game is sick,
That's
so
hot.
I'm glad for him.
Yeah.
Glad
that's
people
cool.
are gonna get to play it.
I still got to check it out. Then
Yeah,
we
definitely
also.
down. I've heard nothing but good things about that one. So
Oh well, then there you can get it. You know, you got a PS5.
You have to do it now
Mm.
because you put yourself in that position.
We
He's
also
committed.
another Steam port. We got V Rising, a game that's been on Steam for like 3 years or something like that. But it was in early access.
The only note I have written about this is that at one point I glanced at the chat and it was almost completely filled with Z's. Like for the first time in the whole night, and there was just like a couple things breaking it up. I'm like, oh, that's like my only note, I guess, because I don't know I don't even really know what's going on in the video.
Yeah.
It's like a Diablo survival game that you build bases in.
Yep.
You're like a vampire and you got to build a castle. I don't know.
Yep. Nailed it. I do own it on Steam. I played
You
it with
own
some
all the things
friends. I'm not everything, man. I just cdkeys.com, bro. I got it for like
true.
$5.
True.
It's got a
Humble.
nice. It's got a
Humble,
nice.
yeah.
It's got a nice logo, especially like for a mobile app.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that when I see the title V Rising, I think is that a phone game? instead
Right,
of
exactly.
mobile. I don't know.
Vagina Rising.
I was about to say, pull your V card.
Yeah, that's what they meant.
Virgins rising up.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think the state of play kind of turned a corner and got a little more interesting.
Once Sean got here.
What?
Sorry, Sean is this person in front of us right now.
That's
Sean
that-
Benson, yeah.
oh,
Okay.
I didn't see the
Anywho.
name. Flash. I'm
It's
sorry.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. Once she showed up, and we really were like, all right, we're here now.
True. They unveiled Silent Hill, the short message. I can't say it, which evokes PT to me, kind of.
Oh yeah.
But it's like free to play and it's out already, so you can
It's
play
the
it like
horror
right now.
of social media is what they're going for.
And it's weird
Mm.
because she has her phone in perspective, like as she's walking through these hallways and stuff, right?
Yeah,
So-
that's ripped directly from a Korean horror game. I
Yep.
think it's called White Day. I don't know. It's something like that.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Whenever I saw this, I thought when I saw this, I was like, is Silent Hill 2? Like I was like worried
Right.
the whole time. So I wasn't really paying attention. I was really just horrified that I don't recognize anything, which is bad for a remake. And then it was like, this is not Silent Hill 2. I was like, oh well, shit, I didn't see anything really. Then I'm my fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out. Miguel, you should check it out
I was
too.
gonna check it out. I was going to.
Nice.
They seem
Uh,
really like it was cool that they shadow dropped it, which is cool. It's like real big Microsoft energy, but they seemed really desperate to recapture that energy from PT, and I just kind of felt like a little bad.
Was it
Like,
like-
I was
yeah.
like they really wanted it to pop.
I know what you're saying.
Like felt derivative.
Yeah, they're trying to retread that.
Which
Like,
is so weird that it's in the same state of play as Kojima announcing a new game. Like it's
Yeah.
odd,
Yeah.
it's an odd thing.
That must have been awkward.
It's
Yeah.
icky. Icky. And
I'll play it though. I'll give it a shot. I do love Silent Hill in general. I mean, I don't who knows how like attached to the feeling of Silent Hill this is, but although first person horror games fuck me up, so I don't know. We'll see.
There was a dope part where she's walking through a hallway and there's a bunch of papers and there's like eyeballs looking around and
Yeah,
stuff.
right
I'm like,
there, yeah.
Right
oh
there.
yeah, I just thought that part right there. I was like, ooh, I love that imagery, but it
Yeah.
depends on what kind of horror game this is. Because if this is just a haunted house simulator walk and you're really not in trouble until like a specific part in the game, kind of like PT was, I don't get engaged by that. I get bored really fast. I don't know.
And the scare stops to be scary because you're like, oh, I actually can't die right here. I just got to run the other way or whatever. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
probably good
Like the
that they made
moment
it
you
free.
realize when the moment you realize in Resident Evil 2 remake when the Mr. X won't follow you into the safe room, you're like, oh, I'm safe in here, which they do subvert your expectation like later on with that, but it's still like the same feeling of like, oh, I can't be scared when I know I'm safe in this area.
Noise. Then we got to actual Silent Hill 2. So let's get
Hell
to
yeah.
There
The
he is.
music kicked in. I was like, yes, let's go.
that. So thoughts?
Nervous? Very
Yeah.
nervous.
Bluebird?
This is Bloober Team,
Bloober.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but they've made good games before. That's
Totally.
the thing.
I like the medium.
Yeah,
Even though it wasn't the
they
best
have.
game ever, I like the medium. I thought it was fun.
I say
what is it?
it's fine.
Absolver or whatever? It's not Absolver. What
Observer.
the hell's the one that's Observer? Right.
Oh,
yeah.
That was a very good game.
That's a great game.
Although I
The
didn't
thing-
like Blair Witch because it ran like
Yeah.
shit on the
They've
Xbox.
had more
ran like shit.
Misses than hits, right? So hopefully with this one
Yeah.
they take, the best foot forward. So
And their
Yeah.
direct Silent Hill ripoffs, the painting or whatever it's called. They had three layers of fear.
Layers of
They had a
Fear.
couple of those. Those had suffered that exact problem where like you're never in danger, so like you immediately are like, oh, I can just
I think
look at stuff.
probably for that game it had like what 2 or 3 hours of like a little bit of dread, right? Because you're like, gosh, what's gonna happen? Then when you get the gimmick, you're not actually in danger. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, then you just get like, what is it? Jump scared, and you're like, well, that's
Yeah.
annoying. Let me go to the next puzzle, right?
Right.
Yeah. The primary thing with the Silent Hill 2 trailer is when I was watching the combat, it looked very stilted, which I assume they're trying to recreate like the bad combat from the old game, and I don't know if they're doing that on purpose or not, but that's a little worrying. And also the fact that I just don't really recognize anything that's happening in the game. Like I vaguely will recognize like some imagery, but like the areas he's in are like very unique. And I've stood on the platform of the more Bloober changes, like physically changes from I mean whatever this game is called, the worse it could potentially get. The more they stray from the original content.
I feel you as far as like I think Silent Hill 2 relies so like kind of vividly on like the places you're in and the imagery and the story itself is like pretty much what that game is all about. You know, it's like that cerebral, weird, fucked up state of mind that you're in the whole time. I mean, I do agree that the combat looks funky, but that's the way that all the Silent Hill games have kind of been, because the whole point is to feel helpless and feel like you can't really have a lot of, you know, like you're not like a sav like Leon Kennedy where you're like doing a backflip and you know whatever. But I do think there's a way to modernize that while still invoking that feeling, you know. So we'll see.
Yeah, wait and see. Honestly,
Wait and see.
It doesn't look horrible. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll wait for reviews.
The last thing I was expecting was for it to not look good, because Bloober Team's always had a really, like with the medium and even with Layers of Fear and all that, even Blair Witch, they've always had this eye for aesthetic. Like they're really good at kind of atmosphere even, but like I already spoke my
Maybe
piece.
we're
on
just
the
not
combat.
seeing a good vertical slice of it, right? Or
Yeah.
it's not
Maybe.
far enough in development to be good looking, right? Because right here it even says in development, so I'm figuring you're still in it. So
I forgot there's not even a date.
No.
No, I thought it was. They had already said it was this year, but I guess they hadn't. Huh?
No, that's sort of a theme with this. We're either not getting dates, or like it's like something's in development, or 2025.
2025, yeah. Oh man.
So that's kind of
or
like
2029 in the case of Metal Gear, not Metal Gear.
they do. That's just an idea, and that's just like a twinkle in his eyes at this point. Next up is Judas, which this was. I mean, I'm hyped up for this shit.
It looks better every time I see it, dude.
Yeah. The creator of BioShock is making this. You could see that DNA in the trailer itself.
Oh, absolutely.
In this gameplay,
you can.
Can't believe they're ripping off Atomic Heart.
Right. This is probably my most hype for the state of play, right?
Yeah.
This game to me just looks like what I love about BioShock, just in a new setting with new powers and guns and goofy shit. So I'm here for it.
My first note when this came up, I immediately wrote, "Finally, some good fucking food."
Dude.
Yeah, for real.
Right?
The lady right here, like this part right here, the lady talking into the monitor, this worried me a little bit. Just like, I don't know, she kind of looks a little uncanny. But I think that's just the aesthetic they're going for. Because the longer when you saw the enemies and stuff, I was like, oh, is this like an artistic style? Like this guy right here, I saw this guy down here. I'm like, okay, yeah. So these people are just like, they just look like this. That's fine. Like if everyone looks like that, then that's easy to get used to.
Yeah, it kind of has like a comic book / like cartoony sort of art design, which I think if it's consistent throughout, that'll work. Obviously, it looks like fun. It looks fun and trippy.
The printing of the hands. Can I just say like that was my favorite thing, where they just
so weird
printed the hands. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Well,
I wonder if that's how you get revived. I wonder if that's like the death animation.
That's a good catch. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. We'll frame by frame that shit as we continue to talk, but man, we're gonna get all that fun stuff like the powers, this shit. Look at that! Oh my god, dude! Look at
it's all pustily and weird.
What is the Scorn?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's some Scorn shit, dude.
It's like a mixture of that and like Ripper Doc in Cyberpunk. Like
for real, dude. Look at that Burger Man. I love that Burger Man.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion this game is going to rule.
I think so too. Yeah. I mean, assuming what we're watching isn't just like trailer cinematic renderings and actual like the real in-game engine. Look at what the game will look like. I think we're in for an incredible game, honestly.
And no date.
He started the studio like 4.5 years ago, so I think there's a good chance it's getting there.
I agree. Yeah,
maybe next year.
Yeah.
late next year is my guess.
I just want to be cautiously optimistic, you know. Cool. So we're all up on Judas. Then we got the VR block starting with Metro Awakening, which was a leak. Get out of here,
This-
Pal World.
Probably the most interesting of the VR lineup, right? Was
Yeah.
the Metro one. So
I just want to say, like, my trajectory, like I had an adrenaline spike when I realized I was looking at a Metro game, and I stood up out of my couch. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I saw it was like Dmitry Glukovsky or whatever his name is. I was like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" And then I saw the stupid little mittens of like VR, and I was like, my heart sank so fast because I just don't have any interest in VR, and so I was like. So my notes were literally, it's fucking Metro with like 12 exclamation points, and then it says, "Oh no, it's VR." I'm just so upset.
You were like, you
We're
you
so
couldn't hear
back.
that. You couldn't hear that, but there was a soundboard of Link screaming.
Okay,
Oh.
good.
Hopefully it was the thing.
I mean, I'm glad that there's some VR games coming to people who
Yeah.
have VR. I mean, I'm still so taken aback by PlayStation's like doubling down on the hardware, and yet like just such an incredible lack of content for that system. And it's like I just would so much rather play it on Oculus or
the
Meta,
Quest,
I guess.
dude, the Quest 3 is so good.
The Quest rules.
If you like VR, that's the one to get. Like,
Oh
hands
yeah,
down.
I have a Quest 1 and I still play it for Beat Saber and Super Hot, and Moss is still great in that, and there's an art program on there that's like one of the stoniest things ever. You just like get really ripped and sculpt things out of in thin air, and it's
VR
fucking
scope,
awesome.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
It rules.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, the PlayStation thing, it's like, why would I go that direction? I have to buy a PlayStation 5, then buy this thing, then buy these games and it doesn't have Half-Life Alyx or anything for it. It's like, come on, man, get out of here.
Well, this one will be. I think this will be a hit. Honestly, this might not be a bad pickup for fantasy. It's coming this year.
I had this is for the next game, but I just wrote, I mean, at least their VR is getting something. So I'm happy for you guys,
Yeah.
but I'm not happy for me. Because that means the
Not me.
Metro dudes were working on that and not another Metro game for me.
I just started reading one of the Metro books, so I'm excited to see how that goes.
The first one is so good. Oh, it's so good.
Oh
for
yeah, first game is incredible. Oh, the books. Oh,
Yeah.
Are they good? Worth it?
The game is good too. There's this part in the first book where he's walking alone down a pitch black metro where you can't see anything, and he's trying to make sure he's moving forward because he's stepping on each piece of wood, and then he's hearing every step, but the steps are starting to echo, and they keep echoing
God.
more and more and more and more, and now he can't keep track of how many, so he forgets if he's even walking. He feels like he's in purgatory, like
Wow.
he's been taken by ghosts. It's so scary. It's
Petty.
amazing.
I'm excited.
Excellent.
I literally just got it on Audible yesterday, so I'm just gonna start it, but I'm stoked.
Fuck yeah, man! And the next game was this thing, Legendary Tales.
Legendary Tales. Talk about generic video game name simulator.
With generic sound
Yeah.
to boot.
Ooh, it looks terrible.
So
You're telling me
Look.
you don't want to grab the skeleton by the neck bone?
I
And then shake
mean,
him around?
this is like
Yeah.
There he goes. Yeah, get him.
this is like VR schlock, if you will, but like at the same time, if I had a VR headset, I would want as many of these as I could get. So like, I'd be like, sure, I'll take another one.
They should have
just-
just
I'm
asked
a mark for
Azrath
this
Draft
shit.
to be ported to this.
True.
'Cause
Dang,
this
bro,
fills
I
that
can't.
gap.
I can't believe that Sony paid Bethesda for Skyrim too.
That's
Take that,
VR.
L-Box.
Yeah, Skyrim VR is actually like totally works, so you can just play that if you want. But yeah,
Yeah. Also, was it Dark and Darker VR kind of thing? Yeah.
And this game makes me sick even just looking at the video of it, the video capture. So
Yeah.
it's real
the-
shaky.
good
In
luck.
the chat, they're saying the same thing. Yeah. Honestly, if Mochi Squeeze is watching this right now, she probably like looked away during that shit because she would have been like, my head hurts immediately. Let's just walk past that one because whatever. Then we got the game that I drafted. That's right, baby. Dragon's Dogma 2. You guys know I'm excited for this game. So
It showed really well here. I will
just
say.
just show me more of it. I don't fucking care. Come on.
This shit looks like the truth.
Sick.
That's incredible. Miguel, are you interested in this game at all? Because it's gonna be fucking good.
I haven't played the first one, to be honest with you, so
This part right here, where he jumps on the dragon, like that is the worst part of the whole first game. Is like, oh, I guess I gotta climb up this bastard now.
Yeah,
But like, oh my
thing.
god, we can just jump up there now. Oh
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just- and the bow that shoots multiple arrows. Oh my god.
With the different like
So-
points of like targeting, looks so sick.
So that stuff was sort of present in the first game as well. But like, it was a really rudimentary Shadows of the Colossus style like climbing system. But holy shit, you're right. Like the traversal or like the movement is so like fluid and all over the place. You look like you can really jump around if you pick the right vocation. There's all this magic going on. I think there's way more vocations than we've seen so far in the game. I mean, I don't know how dialed in you guys are, but like Dragon's Dogma 2 looks like it's going to be a massive improvement upon like the same exact Dragon's Dogma formula. But again, is this a PlayStation first party game? No.
Nah.
Is it coming to every platform? Yes.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's great that it's here. I mean, you could say the same thing with the Xbox Direct with Visions of Mana. It's like, okay, it's not coming to Game Pass. It's coming to other platforms. Same thing. It's cool
Judas
to
as
have
well.
your. What's that?
Judas as well.
Right, exactly.
The other big hit, the big swinger in this so far.
Right, so I'm just saying to like grade this state of play as something that like should hype you up for having a PlayStation over other platforms. I factor that into like me saying, hey, it's a 3 out of 5, right? Because we don't really have anything super duper unique. But holy shit, this trailer is new, and I'm glad it exists, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Seems like they definitely learned a lot from their Monster Hunter IP.
Big time. Yeah. I'm stoked.
The first one I didn't play when it came out, and I went back to way later, and I played it on Switch, so it was like all around like not the best way to experience that game, and I had kind of like I had a hard time getting into it. I probably played like 10 to 15 hours of it, and I liked what I played, but it just didn't get its hook to me. But I'm hoping that this like doesn't really take much from the old one as far as like any lore or story that I need to know, and just lets you just jump in and absorb it,
Yeah. I like playing this game on Switch, honestly, or the first one. Again, not the best way, but it's cool.
How close is this going to release to Avowed?
Oh, not
'Cause
close
that
at
is
all.
an interesting. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting all my timelines mixed up.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Avowed's
that'll
like
matter really, because
fall
it's like a different
or something,
kind of
right?
game, maybe, right?
Oh, but it's going to be the same year though.
Yeah.
That's interesting because that's
Yeah.
probably going to be like the closest comparison between these two games is because they're not going to play like exactly like each other, but
Mhm.
it's going to be interesting seeing them next to each other, especially with Avowed being one of the biggest Xbox games to come out at post Bethesda,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
I mean, I don't know, because this game is more. I mean, like the third person, first person aspects are a little different, but in terms of like big fantasy, massive games that a lot of people are gonna play, I agree with you there for sure. Let's move on to the next game, which is the big one, the actual Sony game, Rise of the
weird.
Ronin. Rise of the Ronin.
Although not actually first party, but just published.
Yeah.
By Sony.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting me. So right off the bat, I just want to say this. Everyone says this game looks like shit or something, like graphically, or like, why does it look so bad? That's the tone I'm gonna set. Go ahead, Gage.
I guess for me, I think we get these cycles in gaming like throughout time, and it's not the fault of the devs or the people behind it or anything like that. But there tends to be these like sequences in which we're getting like all one sort of aesthetic or one sort of chapter. And I think there was a big yearning for like samurai games for a while, and then of course it takes a certain amount of time for developers to get into that and build their games and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm a little tapped on the samurai formula.
Give me all of it.
Yes,
That's good. I'm
Yes.
glad.
Right? I
But just
would,
for
I would
me,
agree
like,
with that statement.
Playing Wolong last year, I know that's Chinese, it's not samurai, but playing Ghost of Tsushima, which I think is phenomenal. And to be honest, I kind of see this and I'm like, just give me Ghost 2. But I do like Team Ninja's combat. I'm hoping that the story and the combat has something to offer me that Ghost doesn't. Although to me, it's going to be hard to beat that because I really love the aesthetic of that game and the storytelling in that game.
Did you play Neo, Gage?
I dabbled in the first one because it was on like either PS Plus or Xbox games with gold back in the day. But
yeah, this gives me serious Neo vibes, but like open world more. So
Yeah.
See, the thing is though, is the thing I like about Neo is that it's so fantastical at the same time.
I mean, look at some of these enemies though; they look kind of crazy.
Yeah, you're fighting Voldo right there. That is pretty weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This showing didn't wow me as much as some of the earlier ones did, but who knows? If it comes out and people are like, "Dude, play this. It goes places," then I'll be super into it. Yeah.
This was the second game where I was excited to see something about it. The first one being Stellar Blade, and then I had the exact same mental trajectory of the more I was watching the trailer, the less interested I was becoming. I was like, all right, well, that's interesting. Because I love the aesthetic, and it starts off so strong. You do the Spider-Man jump up, and then you do a little, what is the little Fortnite glide? Or no, it's like Breath of the Wild glider going straight down, because every game has to have a Breath of the Wild glider now. Yeah. The specific part, the Volvo fight was the first indicator, but this fight right here that's fighting right now, he's fighting just a normal-looking samurai guy, and he hits him like 57 fucking times, and his health bar goes down by like 3%. Right. And that is insanely troubling to me. I don't want to see that. That's something that I hate in combat like these games.
So, I mean, really, like, if we are to compare this combat from how it's really presented here, Sekiro is probably the best. I mean, honestly, you have the grappling hook too. It really has a Sekiro vibe to it, which means it will have kind of a Souls vibe to it to some degree, but it's going to have, you know, that high intensity action. People are also comparing it to Wolong, which I think is even more apt because that game is really fast paced and all about like the counters and stuff. I think graphically it does, I don't mean this to be derogatory, but it has that like Japanese like graphical look where it's like, okay, it's 60 frames, but it's like they don't have the best, like the focus isn't on the graphics. It's like they can design cool looking stuff, but then the lighting's kind of flat. The colors aren't vibrant. You know what I mean?
You know, because
it happens with a lot of Japanese games. It was happening with From Software too for a long time. It's like they had a really good art design, really great concepts, like environments and stuff, but like the art itself and the lighting and like just the overall graphical fidelity of the game was never like perfect, you know, and it just kind of has that look to it. And so like that's why I can be an apologist to some degree with how it looks.
And one thing on that is like it's weird to see the trajectory of Team Ninja, right? That's who's making this. Way back on Xbox, it was one of the most beautiful games, right? With Ninja Gaiden Black.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And their combat has always been punishing, right? Since day one with their games. So but they pushed the graphical edge of the limits of that Xbox, right? So there was nothing else like it at that time. So to see him go from that to then like this is like kind of a little bit of a head scratcher, right?
Especially whenever
not the same team, but
I mean, I feel like it's especially apt whenever you're comparing it directly to Ghost of Tsushima, which how could you not?
Right.
When you look at Ghost of Tsushima, the aesthetics of that game are just impeccable. And then you have it next to this, and you can't help but notice that it looks a little generic.
Yeah. Sekiro also like in both in Ghost and Sekiro, like when you enter a battle with a samurai and you're about to face off with each other, there's like cinematic camera angles and a splash of like yellow leaves amongst white snow or something, and it's this very specific, like, you know, really intensely choreographed scene, and this just isn't giving me that. So I'm a little like, oh, okay, but it might just be all in its gameplay and just be really frenetic, and that's cool. And if the story's cool, then sweet.
Yeah, I think their target was to get it as many frames as they could. I think that was probably the whole point, because they want to focus on the gameplay being action focused and like you said, frenetic, but also just really tight and to feel good to control, you know? I could see that being the focus and why the graphics aren't up to snuff per se. But again, like there's really kind of no excuse other than like this is just how things are made.
That looks cool, like the fireworks on the ships and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it looks like trash. I just think if you have a PlayStation 5 title, you're sort of you're expecting this much like better presentation graphically, really high fidelity with, decent frame rates. But hey, all that bullshit aside, this game looks incredible. I want to play the
Looks
fuck
fun.
out of it. I'm a mark for a game like this. I've been stoked for Rise of the Ronin since the day it was announced. And again, like we all said, we like samurai shit, so I'm down.
And it has a cat, so it's a game of the show. There was a
There you
cat
go.
in the trailer.
There you go, Miguel, the cat man.
Yep. Yeah,
Bats and
absolutely.
samurais. Come on.
How about you, Miguel? You gonna buy this year?
I probably wouldn't buy it, not this year, but I'll definitely play it.
All right, cool,
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
nice. Next up we got, oh yeah, Until Dawn. So like a remake or a remaster?
Reimagining maybe.
Remake master.
Because I don't. remember
Finally,
some of
we can
these,
play Until Dawn again.
Right.
Better
So,
frame rates.
so I feel like, and this might just be a little Gage-ism rant, but Sony feels to me like they're really, really trying to make this kind of cohesive feel between Sony Interactive and Sony's movie division, right? Because like it feels to me like one of their, other than the live service like strategy that they've been doing, they're all about this kind of cohesive, put it in a movie or a show or whatever, and then have a game that releases around the same thing. So with like The Last of Us Part 2 that just came out, like I think they, they're trying to just build things between like, oh, you've seen The Last of Us TV show, here's the best way to play the game, whatever. And same thing, there's going to be an Until Dawn movie that'll probably come out, I would assume, around the time, or maybe I guess it's getting released before then, maybe. But I think the Until Dawn movie's this year. So, there's just this kind of like thing, and not to say that that couldn't be cool. I think video games, if done well, could be cool. But I think, I don't know. For me, it's just there's all this re-release stuff that's happening with Sony, and I don't have to buy it, so who cares? But like, it just feels like it's very much just because they want the people who are seeing their Sony studio or Sony movie studio stuff to want to come and buy these newest versions of their games,
So I never
Kinda
played Until
sad.
Dawn, so I might pick it up.
Yeah,
It's great.
Well, I mean,
It's a fantastic game.
like my biggest like, I'm a curmudgeon old man about this, but like my biggest gripe about it is you can play it now. You can play it. It's not like it's not accessible. Like I can understand the Sonic Generations thing because people on PlayStation can't play that. Us over on Xbox, we're eating good with our Sonic Generations, but over on PlayStation you can't do that on the PS5 at least. But you can play the PS4 version of this game already, and it just makes me scratch my head and stare blank. You know what it makes me think of every single time I see an unnecessary remaster from Sony's party? In the Slender games when you're staring at Slender and it makes that loud noise like it's
Yeah.
that loud noise. That's how I feel every single time. I just get that Slender vibe. Like it's so weird. The funniest thing about this though is of course I had the chat open again and literally the whole chat was just spoiling the game and people getting timed out for 600 seconds. So there was a million spoilers for Until Dawn like going on.
Oh my god.
And I was laughing, so I wasn't even watching the trailer anymore. I was just laughing at that.
That's why I
Yeah.
don't watch YouTube chats because they are toxic as fuck. Gage?
That's me. Yeah, I mean, I love Until Dawn. My wife and I played it. I don't know, way back when it came out, I think. And it's a really fun like couch co-op run through. You can pass the controller back and forth, and each person like takes a character. And I like these supermassive games in general. Some of them hit, some of them don't. But it's just fun, pulpy horror stuff. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
co-op game.
Yeah, game's
Cool.
good.
Well, I'll probably
So
pick
are the
that
Dark
up. So.
Pictures.
I'm like the audience for that game because I haven't played it. Then Kojima showed up, and then everything else was over, and it was
And
now
then
the
it was all
Kojima show.
Kojima. Yeah,
Honestly, let's look at the actual runtime here.
Oh man.
30:49 to 42:56, so
Keep doing
12
this, dude.
minutes. Like straight up 12 minutes plus.
Legit, in my notes, I have most of my notes are for this because obviously most of the show was Death Stranding 2. And my last 3 notes were Kojima gets all the screen time as always, and then damn, this shit is still going on, and then it says, oh my god, and he's going to talk.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Like, I was feeling a little exhausted, especially coming off of the Xbox showcase, where again he hogged a bunch of showtime there as well. So it's like this guy just kind of gets whatever he wants. It feels like.
Yeah, he's kind of a big deal, I guess.
Yeah, kind of a big deal.
All shit aside, dude. I mean, this looks wacky. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
Right?
Fuck
Like,
yeah, great.
That's hot.
Thank you.
Like, obviously I'm here for this. I still haven't finished the first one, but
I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
know,
how much
man.
of the first one are we gonna need to have played for this one? Because
dude, I don't
Probably
even know if
all
you'll
of it.
understand. So,
But yeah,
so
and
for
that to me is
reference,
just like, fuck off, dude. No,
it
I'm
also
not having
kind
it.
of doesn't matter
would've-
because it's indecipherable.
right. So Eric,
uh,
my old co-host from X Interact, he mentioned like, dude, I finished the first one and I still don't know what the fuck's going on. Right here in the
Because
trailer.
you're
So,
supposed
Yeah,
to play
dude.
it 5 times.
Oh no,
That's the only
No.
way.
no,
dude! Shout out
and
to
then read a
Eric.
novel.
Shout out to Eric for the he did a live react today. Check him out. Still X Interact, fun times.
Yeah. He was
the
saying like,
baby.
yeah, dude, I'm lost. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah,
The
I
baby
don't
has
know.
a ship in its throat now.
If he
It's
doesn't
crazy.
know, then I don't think you'll need to play the first one. So
It's a good point. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Well,
the Smurf part.
Yeah. Why was
Why
he
is
so
this whole
smurfy?
part blue?
also the blue hands. Can we talk about the blue hands that are like everywhere on people's bodies?
What I want to talk about is how her fucking little mask of hands, they have gloves on them, but she isn't wearing gloves.
Right.
And they're dissecting a body? Like, what?
What the hell?
Does sanitation just not exist in the future or whatever's going on in this game?
Nave, you keep
It's
saying
so
this
odd.
word, and I think it all boils down to aesthetic.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Ah,
Molto
Um,
bene. Yes.
yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. You know what? I'm not even mad that I didn't love the first game because I had so much fun following the trailer release aspect of the whole thing that was playing the game for me. It was just watching the weird
He
trailers
says
as they
it's more
came
than
out.
a game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's also a movie or whatever, and we're also playing it right now, and who knows, whatever. But I got into Low Roar because of the first game, so that's
True.
cool.
Same. The
I
mu-
like the Alan Wake puppet that's about to be on screen.
yeah, I love
Super
how
weird
he's
how it's in, like,
animated at like what's it called?
15 frames, like yeah.
Yeah, that's
stop
so
motion.
That
cool.
was really cool.
So odd. It's so odd. I love Kojima. He's such a fucking weirdo. God damn
Yeah,
it.
I love it. He's like, "Oh, really, Sam? Your buttocks?"
When he hisses at Troy Baker, it's so
Oh, yeah.
weird. You're like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I think the other guy's
also-
like a vampire.
Also, Troy Baker like dressed like the Crow, but like also like a cyber guitar playing ninja is like so epic. It's so
Dude,
weird.
Hideo Kojima is so fucking salty that he didn't come up with Hi-Fi Rush, that he had to rip them off with the guitar playing character. Can't
Well,
believe it.
But
Shots
also
fired.
like Troy Baker loves like he has got his own. If you ever listen to Troy Baker's music, it's fucking pretentious as hell. But
Big surprise.
he fancies himself a guitar virtuoso sort of. So I can see how he might slip that in there. Like, what if I had a guitar weapon?
It's like a railgun, but like a guitar too.
What if it was my music and I got to say my band's name over and over again? Wouldn't that be cool?
There's a good chance.
Brutal
There's
Legend.
a good
chance
chance.
it'll be referenced. Yeah.
Brutal Legend did it first.
Oh yeah, but that was metal.
OG.
Let's go. Graphically, this
The
is
Decima engine, dude.
man.
Amazing.
Woo!
Come on.
My nips can cut glass.
God damn.
Look
Look
at
at
them
that. That
rocks.
That looks like
Wow.
that PS5, or no, like the Unreal Engine 5 demo that we got a while back. The moon with the whales and shit. Let's
Bruh.
go.
Oh,
How
and then they
far
got
in
the
the
Elden
future is
Ring
this?
hand.
Pause right here. With the
Area
fucking-
Matter?
Yes.
Giant enemy crab. PlayStation game. Giant enemy crab. Red alert. Meme.
Right there. That's like me running from Monday, right? You know, being sucked into the muck. So yeah.
Get your mug
There's
on.
a hermit crab in Like a Dragon. Another idea stolen by Hideo Kojima.
Just
Dude,
like
I'm just seeing the big hand enemies from Elden Ring, honestly.
Yeah, Carrion Manor.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about Ocarina of Time.
Oh.
Oh,
What
what
is
the weird like zombie guys that go.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? And then they freeze you.
I'm sure you screamed, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you screamed, but we just you got petrified in the background.
Which
Oh,
is
that's
perfect.
incredible. Because that's. But the stream heard me, I'm sure. Yeah.
Dun, dun, da-da-da-dun, dun, dun, da-da-da-da.
God damn it, I fucking love Zelda. Yeah, no, I just think it looks so good. I mean, overall, like, this trailer showed off the game, but it was like a wild ride, you know, of story beats that make no sense and are just insane. But like, it's a visual feast, really.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
everything
it
about
better
it.
fucking look good because there's no NPCs on the screen. So like, I really hope it looks good.
That's
Yeah,
gonna be
well, who
robots.
knows if they change that in this game, you know?
That one barks right there. That's
Oh
funny.
wait, there was guns. So
Yeah.
I mean, that might have been a
Combat.
red herring.
Holy
Like,
shit.
oh look, it's changing. But then you play it and it doesn't. And you're like, oh, Kojima tricked me again.
Yeah, but it looked like he was shooting, dude. It looked
He
like he
was.
was shooting.
There's gonna be some
Red
shooting.
herrings.
I think with
Right
one
here.
of the DLCs they put some of that in there, but I don't know. I still
the
think
biggest
most
thing
of this
to take
game
away,
is going to be
hopefully.
delivering packages, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah,
And
for
shooting.
sure.
Can we talk about the title and how much I hate it?
Yes,
what the
you?
fuck is this title?
On the beach.
Remind
Like,
me of
oh,
like wartime
okay.
stuff, right? Like on the beach, you know? I don't know.
I was thinking of like a beach episode in an anime, but I'm a dirty weeaboo.
And
I mean,
was
that's-
it OVA or whatever.
That's what we in the business call fan service.
Is this guy right here not fan service? Look at that armor. Look at the definition around the pecs area.
Let's.
Troy Baker, I guess, is fan service.
We
so-
needed that talk. Come on, someone do it.
I don't.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
That's hot.
There you go. Thank you.
I mean, the Cyber
That's
Ninjas are
hot.
definitely very Metal Gear, and like even Troy Baker's character is pretty Metal Gear. So you know.
Oh yeah, big time.
That's hot.
Although he does like have Joker vibes, I guess.
Yeah.
But like without the
So he's-
color.
Is this
He
character
came back
not
from
named
the
Joker?
That's a good point.
I don't know, dude.
Ah,
forget what his
he did the
name
hiss right there. Oh, he's so cute.
Um, I
so
didn't
cursed,
finish.
man.
I didn't finish the part in the first game where if he dies, so I don't know if that's whatever. But
I haven't finished that
didn't
game. Who here has finished like damn it, sorry.
Dark Souls.
Death Stranding
Stranding.
1.
Dark Stranding.
Anyone?
No.
Out of all
Nope.
5 of these heads,
Too much
no one's
walking,
beat the
dude.
game?
Nope.
It's like 50 hours long.
You
Yeah,
have to walk, don't you have to walk across America twice to beat the
Yeah.
game?
pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah. I haven't. So there you go.
And like there's some spooky parts too. So that's fun.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's
Sick.
not like a horrible game. It's just
No, it's
a
just
vibe.
kind of goes on too long, about 30 hours.
Yeah. You know, I thought it was fun, like connecting the roads and like, you know, doing that kind of stuff with the community and like I don't know, it sort of has like that From Software multiplayer angle to it where it's like
And I get
stuff is happening, messages are present, you know, people are
Yeah.
doing stuff and it's affecting your game, but they're not necessarily in your game. You're seeing like kind of echoes of them to some degree. I wonder how much of that we get in DS2.
dude, all I can say is a baby possessed a robot with a flaming sword and a guitar railgun. So
Yeah,
I'm
true.
rooting for it.
I hope there's an optional Steamboat Willie boss fight.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. What do you think, Miguel?
Not for me, dude. Definitely not for me.
I just have you guys ever heard of Oats Studios?
I have. We talked about it
Yeah.
like probably 10 times on this podcast.
Okay, cool. I just want Kojima to just do like an Oats Studios movie, and that's all
Yes.
I need. You know what I mean? Like just do that instead.
Shout out to
I would
Oats.
say
Watch it. YouTube.
I would say this is definitely something that would be better as a movie or a show.
A
and
TV
not
show, yeah,
game.
yeah.
I
Yeah, you
mean,
just gotta go on YouTube and just watch the
Fucking weird,
cutscenes.
dude.
yeah, case in point, watching this during the state of play was entertaining. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Could just be a damn show.
Well, this is the thing too. Also, is that like there were like 4 moments where I was like, "Oh, it's over," and then it just went on again, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's over," and then it just opened up back, and I was like, "Oh, cool."
And
when
then,
he got on stage, I was like, all right then. Okay.
exactly, and then he walks out, and you're like,
Dude.
all right, we got another minute or two with Kojima.
He walks
get it,
out and
you
he's
know.
like, "Hey, I got an idea." And
Yeah,
everyone's like, PlayStation wins! Yay! And I'm just like, He's like, you know, after this game, which isn't done being made, we still got to make this game. We're going to make another game for you guys, PlayStation. But also, we got this Xbox thing, so it's got to be after that as well. So we're looking at like a 2030. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when what is it? Elder Scrolls 6 got announced, and they just put a JPEG up.
Right.
But at least we got a title and a JPEG.
True.
And this game is just a thought that's out on the internet now.
I could definitely see us playing ES6 and whatever this game is, Sick and Fizzin Psych. I don't know what it's called.
Called
in the same
Settle Gear Molled.
Settle Gear Molled.
I love that. By the way, Ellie Fanning, right? Is her character?
Yeah, remember the whole I Am Sam shit that Kojima was doing on Twitter.
God.
But this
One
was
thing
like
that
the
happens,
first
I
time we're
wanna
really
know-
seeing her in game. So I think
Like when she walks away, there's like puppet strings on her right there. Yeah, you pause
Oh,
it
I
right
know.
on the spot.
Totally.
I
You
didn't
see that?
notice that. Yeah,
Oh shit.
I
Huh.
want to know what that is.
dude, you just unmasked the game. It's about puppets this time.
It's about the puppet that's on his body.
Liza Peak
Time puppets.
crossover confirmed.
Oh my
Mickey
god.
Mouse, get it all in there.
Well, that's the thing. The end boss is gonna be
Look.
Walt Disney.
Because they're
Dude,
And then
connected.
Winnie the Pooh will
Look at-
show up as a cameo.
this is the weird lines. I think those are the same thing. Those are the
That's
Because
the
they used to
Stranding.
puppet
They used to be the
strands.
strands, and now they're
Strands. Yeah.
Whoa.
Fucking A, man.
Whoa,
We
I
shouldn't have
did. I
connected.
should have smoked earlier, Steven.
Spoilers
I was
for
just
all
thinking
the
same
listeners.
thing, dude.
Good times, man. So yeah, I'm down. I'm gonna go back and beat the first one. It'll be fun. To
I'm
stream.
gonna watch the YouTube supercut. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's better. That's a
Same.
better idea.
You say supercut, but it's still gonna be like 6 hours long.
Like, you can watch it while you're working or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. It
it'll-
sounds good.
It'll take away the same, like, it's like they want you to do your book report, but
Mhm.
there's no way to actually write the report on this because none of it actually makes sense.
If you were to put it like in a linear format, so it would be like you didn't actually read the book. You're full of shit.
right. You need to assemble it in like 18 partitions in 6 different orders. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
Party on.
Party on, Wayne. It's weird. In my camera, it
on,
looks
Garth.
like the light's flickering, but it's not. This is like, am I haunted? We'll find out.
yeah.
So here's Kojima talking about the next game. He's saying a next generation action espionage game. So that sounds like Metal Gear.
Oh yes.
So after Death Stranding 2, we have extensive experience with Sony. So what? So he's just saying it's going to be exclusive, or are they going to work together?
I think Sony's gonna publish it. I mean, they have the PlayStation Studios logo right next to his. So,
Right.
we'll see.
So strong
How does
collaboration.
Konami feel about this?
I mean, it'll
Fuck
be
'em.
weird enough, I'm sure. That whatever.
They're just making like slot machines in my city. That's all they're doing. They don't give a fuck.
No,
I mean, they have
That'll-
two of the 16 games were theirs. That's more than any. That's more than Sony first party games.
Just
There's
true.
more Konami representation.
That's a good point.
True.
Cool. Well, that was the Sony State of Play. To reiterate, 3.5 or 3 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5, 3.5, or 3 out of 5. Miguel, what would you grade it?
I'd give it a 3.
All right, yeah, because there's enough
Sounds
meat.
like an
right?
average 3.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
3.
it has a little something for everyone, but like, if you were to rank it on just like Sony first party stuff, it's pretty low, and that's what you're saying, right, Gage?
Yeah, I just think the only games I'll probably play out of those two, and even then it might be iffy, it is Judas, Dragon's Dogma 2, and Rise of the Ronin, and I might not even play Rise of the Ronin, depending on how things shake out. So that's
What about
two...
Foamstars?
Probably not. I don't like Splatoon, so I don't know why I would play Foamstars.
Why did you pick it?
I didn't pick it.
Didn't you say you drafted it?
No, Stellar Blade I drafted.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I knew it was going to show up, but I'll probably drop it. It's fine. Anyway, so those out of those 3 games, right? 2 of them are not even really Sony things at all. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
what is it? What did this do for me, really?
Multiple showings are multi-platform, which is
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. I really don't.
Yeah,
It's
I
kind
mean,
of the theme of the show is like
but still,
this year 2024 is going to be a rest year for I think all around, because
Mhm.
2023 was just bursting with games. So
yeah.
I think,
I mean,
well,
that's
I
what
want
we
to push back a
expected,
little
right?
bit on that
Go
because
ahead.
I mean 2023 was hardcore. No, don't get me wrong, but what was first party from Sony besides Spider-Man? Wasn't there's like one other game?
no, yeah,
Uh,
like I was going to say Sony excluding, right? Because they didn't
Yeah.
have a whole lot from first party, but like just in general, I think in the industry, like it's going to be
Right.
kind of a little more sleeper than last year for sure.
and hopefully it's a good year for some indie games or some kind of like non-traditional games to rise to the forefront, and then Elden
Pal
Ring DLC will
World.
come out, and everyone else will just eat shit. So that's all right.
We already know when Elden Ring DLC is coming out.
We do, yeah.
Because
February.
because whenever they announce the Horizon DLC, Elden Ring is going to announce that same day.
Yep. Also, like some the exclusive Xbox controller that's a collaboration or something with Elden Ring. Put it like February 20 something. So good chance.
Yeah.
In less than a month we have the DLC and it's already out. Who knows?
I really like the feature that they put in the Elden Ring controller, where every time you die in the video game, like spikes come out and stab your hands.
Oh, Death
Pretty
Blight.
cool.
You
Yeah.
get Death Blighted.
Yeah. Then you have to walk down to the swamp and you have to eat some moss so that you don't die right away.
The sadomasochist DLC expansion.
Yeah, that
Cool.
expansion comes with nipple clamps.
Ooh, that's hot.
Plug in straight to the Xbox.
That's
Give you a
hot.
little jolt.
That's hot.
There you go. Cool.
Good
I'm
shit.
rocking the soundboard on my
favorite way to
end.
play.
You guys can't hear it,
Yeah.
but the stream can.
That's hot.
Trust me. But unless you guys do that, then they could hear it, and you can't hear it. Hey man, Nave, I want to thank you for being on the podcast. Before we get into our endorsements, which we may have not told you about, and that's fine. Let's talk a little bit about your podcast. Why don't you just give us the rundown? What is it? Where is it? How can we find it? You know, what you doing on your end?
So I'm one half of Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast. We're really just a comedy podcast, and we just use video games as an excuse to talk shit every week. You can find us on all your podcast catchers and YouTube. We're on Twitter at Game Together Pod, where we just got 1,000 followers. Oh my goodness, it's so crazy.
That's huge.
That's the primary place that we kind of interact with people. And when I say we, I mean I. Philip interacts on Facebook, but Facebook is terrible for podcasts, turns out. Old people don't want to talk about video games very good. So, oops.
Yeah.
we got an
Us
Instagram
old
too.
people. Us old people do.
You said you got a Pal
Yeah.
World episode coming up next week. We'll definitely have to check that out. And we also got to get, maybe we'll complete the crossover and have one of us on there at some point.
Hey, we're talking about World War Z. I doubt anyone gives a damn about that game. But if you guys want to come on, we're talking about that on Sunday. So I'm desperately in need of a guest for that.
Nice.
Sounds good, man. We'll definitely, at least one or two of us maybe, will have to be on there. Quick question: what's your favorite co-op game of all time?
Rock Band. Easy,
Nice.
easy answer.
Wow, I love
Super
that.
well. Super nice.
Same.
Well, hold on. You can see
Same.
if you can see. Oh, let me turn on my light to white. You can see a drum set in here somewhere. I don't know. It's like right there
Oh, let's see. I'll switch
Yeah,
to
in
the
the
other.
darkness.
Oh yeah, nice.
There we go. Yeah,
Sweet.
that's that thing is always it's barely functional now, but that thing is always in use.
Nice.
We got a couple guitars in our rooms, probably. I got two.
Did
here.
you hear, by the way,
Real
that
ones.
they're making new Rock Band guitars?
Yes.
I'm gonna buy like
Fortnite
5.
Festival.
Gotta
Yeah.
buy like 5.
Yeah, I think it's $200 or
shit.
something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be right just in time for my taxes to come in, so I can waste them right away.
Oh,
hell
I
yeah.
hope I don't have to pay. Okay. This is the final part of the podcast called endorsements. It's where we endorse something. Doesn't have to be any like a specific like product or whatever. It could be a concept of some sort. Does anyone have an endorsement today?
Yeah, I want to go first.
All right.
I'll endorse pulling your beanie down all the way over your ears and not doing the little thing up top, which I never understood. So
I got you. Look at me. I got them
Yeah.
over my ears and then my headphones over my beanie. So
Yeah, I was just
like there's
thinking
like a
about that,
sound
too.
wall.
That's
Yeah,
one
so
of
it's
my
like, what do I
favorite.
want to endorse? Yeah, but
That's totally
That's one of my
badass.
favorite vibes. I snowboard that way a lot, where I have the beanie all the way down and then headphones over the beanie.
yeah,
And then
because it's supposed to cover the ears, man. That's the point of a beanie, in my opinion.
There's absolutely no fucking way I could ever snowboard because my favorite part of snowboarding video games is the trail you leave behind, and I would always be turning around, like looking at the trail and then just falling forward or running into a rock or something. I would die.
If you're really killing it, you could have a drone that follows you, and then maybe you could see it later or something like that. But
Like a companion, like it's a JRPG.
Yeah.
Just following you around.
It's like the pet asteroid from the pet asteroid bug from Starfield, where you just have like a weird asteroid following you around all the time. I don't know if you've seen that bug.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a great bug.
It is pretty great.
You're so funny. I had this one mission for the the corpos, and I was stealthing through a building, and a guy like was in a wall and like kind of phased into my vision and caught me immediately. I was like, well, I guess this isn't stealth anymore. And I just shot my way out. But I just love that.
Oh, the companions constantly ruin shit for me in that game. I'll be like trying to talk to like when you're undercover for like the Crimson Fleet, and you're like trying to talk to the dude, and like one of your companions like, oh yeah, remember when we fucking stole that fucking thing? And you're like, okay, chill the fuck out, guys. You know, like yeah.
Or the super zoom close-ups on like the characters when the camera switches to them. It's like like super on their face.
I got a bug where like Sarah Morgan was like downstairs and trying to walk upstairs to talk, and so like when it would cut to her, she's like, yeah, so that sounds wonderful, and then it cut back to me and I'm talking, and it cuts to her and she's like more closer, and it's like the camera just gets stuck and she just walks past. It's like so fucking weird.
There's this beautiful video I saw like right when the game came out where like you were there's someone surrendered to you and they're like, what do you want? Well, I'll give you anything. And then Vasco the robot comes up and goes, oh, just punches them in the face in the middle of the dialogue. It kills them. It's so funny.
That's
yeah,
great.
that game's fun. Any other endorsements? I got one.
Go for it.
I'm gonna endorse listening to albums rather than just whatever Spotify tells you to listen to, or just your playlists. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever happened to just listening to an album? So, you know, I've been doing that with Mastodon lately. I'm trying to like actually listen to Mastodon. You know what I'm saying? And so I've been throwing on like their album since their first one. That, well, of course, on Spotify. But it's a good time, man. Just like, you know, throw on a whole ass album and listen to it to start to finish. I mean, obviously in the best form, vinyl, if if you're one of those people, but still, albums, bro.
It's so funny because I was wearing a Mastodon shirt and
yeah.
I was like, I gotta wear something more appropriate for the show. So I took it off and wore this Totoro shirt. I didn't know.
I love it.
You can't even see it. You can't even see it because my hair is just covering it all up.
I'm wearing this shirt today.
Ramen Man.
It's Robin.
It's Batman.
Oh, Batman.
Batman and Robin. Batman and
Batman.
Robin. Get it? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good times. Thanks, Mochi. All right.
Solid.
3 more endorsements needed.
I'm gonna endorse the I don't know how like full of an endorsement this is, but I have enjoyed it recently. I'm gonna endorse the Shonen Jump app on Apple Store. It's got a bunch of free shit in there. I just read Sandland.
Yeah.
Which was in there because I was excited about the game and I was like, oh, I want to like check something out for it beforehand. So yeah, went in there and read the first 3 issues and stoked about it. I don't know. It's got some. I mean, shonen stuff is pretty kitschy and whatever, but like you can read a lot of free shit in there, so that's cool.
I need to get.
And
that
it's got
shit.
a really nice. It's got a really nice interface where like you'll swipe and it'll do like little zoom cuts to like the different sort of panel parts. So it's got a nice interface. Anyways.
Sweet.
Sweet. I'm gonna endorse. It's called Little Jasmine. They make tea and other products. I've only had the tea. It's very good though.
Nice.
From LA, if I'm not mistaken.
They have snacks and stuff.
Tea.
Yeah, they do have snacks and stuff too.
Vegan jerky. Interesting.
Vegan jerky. It's woman owned. What the hell did I have? Was the oolong peach oolong? I think it is. Or no, it's lychee oolong. And there's their peach black tea is very good too.
Nice. Yum
Some
yum.
good shit.
Nave, did you endorse?
I'm a tea fiend. I'm a tea fiend these days because I got off coffee, so I'm down.
I live off Monster and coffee. I forgot about this part, so I've just been kind of waiting my turn to just instantly pick something, which is normally my style
That's what
anyways.
we always do.
That's
I'm
generally
gonna
how it goes.
endorse Kit Boga, who is a streamer, but he is also a YouTube guy.
Oh.
If you want to look him up on YouTube, what he does is he calls Indian scammers and pretends to be old people, and it is
This is
literally
great.
performance art. He keeps them on the line for hours, sometimes up to like 7 hours in a single day, and he'll keep the same scammer on the hook for weeks. And then he makes his YouTube video just a compilation of like the one scammer that he's just been messing with. He can impersonate old people. Sometimes he records his own he records lines and plays like 3 or 4 people in the same call. Like he'll pretend to be a bank teller, or he'll pretend to be somebody at a Target, like where he's buying gift cards. It is incredible, and he has so many videos. He streams this, I think like once a week or once every other week. But he has so many YouTube videos. If anyone wants like a great place to start, he has a video called "Scammers versus Impossible Password Game." I don't know if you guys know what the password game is. Well, the password game, for the listeners who don't know, is just an impossible game where whenever you make a new password, it's like you gotta have a capital letter and a number and a space and a question mark and today's date and whatever the zodiac sign is, and if Mercury's in retrograde, you gotta have the number 32. That's what the password game is, and it's insane. And the creator of the password game made a special version of the password game to integrate into his fake bank account website that he uses to show the listener can't see my hands. I talk with my hands like crazy, but like he integrated that into his website, and the scammers would go through the whole thing. Like there is a part in the password game where you literally have to do like a chess puzzle, like what is the best move, and then you have to play GeoGuessr. It's so funny, but the scammers are none the wiser. Like they just continue to try and get his password so they could steal his bank information.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's incredible.
It's
That's
really
actually if you go to his page, that's the first thing that pops up, because that was a video I was playing.
It's
Hell yeah.
so funny.
Perfect. Awesome, man. I'll have to check him out. Which,
Sweet.
by the way, I don't know if you know about Daniel from Second Life, but DNSL, look that shit up on YouTube. That guy's hilarious. Just another random YouTuber for you. That's gonna be it for this episode. Nave, I hope you had a good time. I enjoyed having you on. Everyone, what are your
Hell yeah.
What
Thanks for coming in.
what are your final words for today?
Thank you.
You gotta ask. You gotta ask a question like
Want me to
last
ask a
time.
question?
Yeah.
Favorite Rick and Morty moment.
I like the part where he gets shot in the liver and he pretends that he has a grenade in his hand, but it's a Tic Tac. It's like a box of Tic Tacs. I'm like, that was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, it's mostly just interdimensional cable. Maybe Jan Michael Vincent might be it. Yeah.
Better Michael down your Vincent's.
Was it the toaster that was like, "What's my purpose?" in
Yeah,
my life,
yeah.
right?
It's a little
Yeah.
robot that just butters bread. And
Yeah.
he's like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my
He's
god.
butter bread, and he's like, "Oh my god."
That's a good meme format.
Yeah.
That reminds me
It
of
is.
this one. Sorry, this one time I was on a decent amount of LSD, and I had this water bottle in my hand all day, and I kind of like it had just been with
One
me all.
time I was
Decent.
It had been with me
Throws
like
it out
all
there.
Fucking decent.
It'd been with me all day, and then at the end of the day I kind of crushed it up because it didn't have any more water in it, and then I was really sad because I realized I ruined its like entire purpose, and it had like kind of kept me comfortable all day, and I felt really bad for it, and that's my story.
Dude, I feel that so hard. I'm about to go see Tool and Elder in
Oh.
2 days, so I'm like,
That's pretty
I-
rad.
I
endorse
I
it.
saw them. Oh, please! I saw them last year in Eugene, up in Oregon, and it was a fucking amazing show. Definitely. Hell
I
yeah.
changed my endorsement to Elder. Everyone go listen to Elder.
Fuck
Hell
yeah. Love it.
Rip water bottle. I know it didn't deserve it. Fuck.
Miguel, favorite Rick and Morty moment.
Mr. Meeseeks, I guess. I don't really have one.
That is a
that I
really
can
good
think
one.
of off the top of my head.
Pickle
This is not Pickle
Rick!